I grew up in Canada, and I've lived all over the world, mostly in England, and just prior to the war in Sweden for 2 years. And when February 24th, when the war started, the whole world could think about nothing but Ukraine. And it was day 3 of the war that your president, Mr. Zelenskyi, he asked for help for international volunteers. And if I can say so, I thought that was very beautiful and very humble. And it took me a couple of days to decide, but in the first week of the war I decided to come to Ukraine. So I've been here since 3 weeks into the war. I came week 3 of the war. I've been here since then. My specialty is being me. I joined after 2 weeks into the war of when I came here. Week 5 I joined Hospitalieri. We were based in Kiev at the time, and I was asked if I would be a gunner on an ambulance crew. But since then I've done rotations with Hospitalieri, mostly in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, Poltavka, Hulepuli, hospital work as well. But now I'm working mostly with volunteers who do evacuation civilny and aid delivery in Donbas.
They have a bedridden person. Hey, Sabachka. Okay, I promise you. Wait. To go up the stairs first with him, Philip. Yep. Here we go. Stay. Around that. Okay. Give me. Spasiba. You have to come now. You give me that. Time to go. All right, ready? Close the door. I've got this lot. I'm going all the way to the top of the hill, our favorite place. Давай. Come, babushka. Come. Давай.
When I first came to Ukraine, I had no social media, nothing, and people would send me messages via Signal. We did not know what Signal was when the war started, but now everybody does. And for the first couple weeks I would get messages, but as the war progressed over a month, 2 months, I get very little contact with the people I know. Very few people write me anymore. This could possibly be to fundraise. I've been very successful on Instagram documenting our work, so maybe people just see, oh, he's alive. But also with family, there's very little contact. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Maybe it's hard for them. I don't know.
Алексей. Привет. Роман. Спасибо вам, что привезли.
Меня уже не пустили даже на порог.
Бачила, полежала.
С Богом.
Beautiful.
I've been shot at twice, but one time that I remember very clearly, it was a 12.5 millimeter, like the Soviet 50 caliber, and was that necessarily shooting at me? But I felt that, I could feel it go by, and that was enough to make me not go to the toilet, but I hit the ground. Bullets don't bother me. Mortars, rocket, It's the mines that bother me. It's what we can step on, what we can drive on. But yeah, I've been shot at twice. Well, you were there. I was working with teams in Soledar for evacuation cywilny, and I must say how brave the Ukrainian teams are. I would not go do these things alone, but I won't let my friends go alone. We were working in East Soledar in Knaf, and we'd been there for some days, but it seems the longer we stay and the more that Ukraine is losing, I don't know why, but the further we would go to the Russian side. I was with my friend Philip and Victor one night, and we crossed over the bridge into the Russian side, and the first trip we removed 9 people, 4 children, and if I'm honest, I almost feel shamed about it. We drove around the anti-tank mines, like the S, and I had that family held against a wall, but I wouldn't drive alone through the minefield. I was scared. We got the family out, me and Victor. He had been on the road other times. It was my first, and we got the family to safety, but we came back to get more people. And when we came back, where we go around the road, you know, in the summer when the dust, it lifts up and you can't see out the... Normally in the open ground I would wait for him to drive and for the dust to clear a bit so I can see. But we were in a hurry and I didn't wait. And when I came around the corner, I drove over 2 anti-personnel mines, people mines.
Let's go. Run you like a water! A soldier.
Thank you.
You будь ласка. Babushka?
Babushka.
Dobre. Go, run. Dawaj, dawaj. You're alright. 1 more second. Kurva?
Nie.
Who am I? Canadian volunteer, hospitaliere.
Why you drive this?
We have 15 civilians. We work all Soledar. Please.
Давай,
There's 15 people and 2 volunteers.
I tried my best.
And I lost the hearing in my right ear, and I've had a traumatic brain injury. That was 6 weeks ago. If I'm honest with you, I do have a bit of shame, because my first feeling when I got out of the vehicle and I knew, I was happy that I didn't have to go over to the Russian side again. Of course I would do it, but it was like a fight where I put my hands down. I didn't want to fight back. I spent 1 month in the hospital, but I'm okay. I'm back now. For me, it's quite simple. I am an amateur historian, and I was always fascinated by Russia, fascinated by Soviet Union, by history. But what history shows for 500, 1,000 years, that Russia punishes its neighbors. Russia conquers its neighbors. I don't understand why this is in the biggest country in the world with the most resources in the world, but they never seem to be content with what they have. Ukraine fights for Ukraine, but it also fights for Europe. Prior to the war, I worked for a company from Estonia, and I've worked in Estonia, in Tallinn, Pärnu, Narva on the border, and these are small little countries. I believe if we don't stand up to Russia little by little, like you say, chut chut, they will take a little more, little more, little more. To me, I am no political genius, but this seems obvious to me, and it's important to my heart. What Britain does now, it is American money, but it's Ukrainian blood. And for America, for Britain, for Europe, that is very cheap. Money is cheap. It's Ukrainian blood that's expensive.
Still waiting for babushka and dadushka.
Prema, prava, leva. And fucking davai. Davai, davai, davai.
Красавец. Эмиль.
Emil, Brandon.
Брэндон.
Hold on. Have some cleave. I'm watching my carbs. Do I have any cleave? No, no, shh. We're gonna have something to eat, all of us here. Through your stomach, I can feed you, baby. Go on. Philip is off down there trying to talk to people. My darling, we eat together. It's lunchtime. Del Boy, yeah. Fools and Horses. Del Boy. Oh, that's a good one. But anyway, that's the job.
There's two different Ukraines. There is the Frontline, the dangerous oblast, and then there is Kiev, Lviv. When I am working, for example, in like punkt stabilizacji or evacuacji medicińskie, when you are around the bombs, when you see it, when you smell it, when we have many 300s, 200s, I get a feeling that when people ask where I'm from, they hear me speak with my colleagues, Canada, and it's like a smile sometimes. It's like, it feels really good. Of course, it's nice to have the girls on Instagram and Tinder from Kiev say, "Oh, thank you so much for what you do for my country." This is very nice, but the real feeling I get in my heart is like when I drove through the minefield and the soldiers came into the gray zone to rescue me, and the one spoke English. "What the fuck are you doing here?" And but there was love. There was real love. So that's what I love. That's what I love the most. The closer you get to the shit, the better the people. I think they're happy. I think they're really happy when they see Americans, British, Canadians, French. I've seen this. I'm 100% happy. How long am I prepared to do this? I've been here coming towards 7 months. I'm now a resident of Ukraine officially, so I can stay. I personally feel I must stay till the end of the war.